Welcome back to Krill Outdoors. Today we are coming at you with another unboxing. I actually filmed this video yesterday and already opened the box of lures. However, stupid me had the camcorder in slow-mo mode and it didn't take any audio, so we're refilming it today. And although I'm not going to be as excited about it because I'm not opening the box for the first time, this might actually end up being more informative for you guys, because now I've had time to, see exactly what's in here and think about what I want to say for each item. So hopefully you guys will find this video informative. Hopefully you can learn something. This box of lures is from FishUSA. I'm starting to order from FishUSA more and more. First of all, they're based somewhat locally. They're based in Erie, PA. And second of all, they have a lot of steelhead gear and a lot of stuff for, I guess, Northeast fisheries. They're obviously based in the Northeast and specialized on Northeast type gear. Ice fishing, steelhead, salmon, walleye, that kind of stuff. This box in particular is a lot of steelhead gear. As you guys know, I recently purchased a centerpin, so I had to buy basically floats and things to properly run the centerpin. So that's mainly what this is. Let's jump into it and see what we got here. Well, first and foremost, we've got some cures right on top. I think these were on the bottom the first time I opened this, but they're on top now. So here we have pautzke's Borax Fire, pautzke's, and what's the other big one? Pro Cure, I believe, are the two big, I don't know, commercial cure companies or companies that produce these cures. Most of my friends are pautzke guys, so I guess I'm sort of becoming a pautzke guy as well. I think I'm pronouncing that right, pautzke. They have a YouTube channel too, and they have some awesome YouTube content over on pautzke's YouTube channel. Again, they film a lot of stuff locally too, in terms of steelhead and salmon. They go to Burt Dam and Oak Orchard and the Niagara River, as well as Erie, PA. So, but anyway, these Borax Fire cure is sort of specifically for steelhead. I have the pautzke Fire Cure. That's more for curing salmon eggs. Steelhead like sulfites. I don't know if I'm saying this right. One of them likes sulfites. The other one likes something else. I don't know. There are cures specifically for specific fish, and Borax Fire I know is one that's really known more for steelhead. Let's see. We've got some firepower. This is stuff to sort of sprinkle into your cures, as well as you can sprinkle this stuff into anything. It's got like some krill scent to it, so I've heard that the stuff is actually good for sprinkling into catfish bait, as well as boilies and stuff for carp, in addition to adding to your cures for steelhead and salmon. So it doesn't hurt to throw it to pick up a bottle and sprinkle some of this stuff into the baits that I make from now on. Let's see, what do we got? Well, we'll go with this while we're in the scents and cure rabbit hole. We got some liquid krill from pautzke. I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm a believer in spraying scents on your lures. I've never owned a scent specifically for trout and salmon, so that's why I wanted to pick this up and try it. I did used to have that Yum bait spray stuff, and I think that stuff did help back in the day for keeping bass and pike and things like that, holding onto your lure. They'd hold onto your soft plastics longer. That said, that Yum bait spray and stuff, it's sort of off the market now. It's kind of irrelevant now because most soft plastic baits are already impregnated with salts and scents and attractants for bass and pike and stuff. But in any event, this stuff is stuff that I can spray onto my quick fish lures. You guys know that I kind of like to be different from most of the other packing here in Western New York. I like to power fish for my salmon and steelhead, throw wobbling plugs and stuff at them and try and get them to hit lures. And maybe adding a little bit of scent will at the very least take off the human scent, because when I'm handling these lures, my human scent gets on them, and I do know that salmon and steelhead are things that do have a pretty strong sense of smell. So yeah, I don't know if I'm a believer in this stuff yet or not, but we're going to spray it onto our quick fish lures from now on and see how it works. Next we have Fat Wiggler. I believe this is just on clearance in FishUSA, so I picked one up. As I just got done saying, I am a big fan of throwing wobbling plugs for steelhead and salmon, and I've never used a Fat Wiggler before. So this will be my first time using it. Bright, obnoxious colors usually tend to work the best. Not always. Sometimes you want to go natural colors, but for salmon in particular, bright, obnoxious is never a bad way to go. So we can throw those things for other things too, trolling for pike and walleye and stuff off my kayak. Here we have some flies. It doesn't say, but I forget what this fly is called. I'm just starting to get into fly fishing, as you guys know, but I wanted to pick up some flies for throwing for pike and bass, and thought that looked good. I think there's another package of those in here somewhere. I'll show them to you when I get there. Alrighty, this is just a pack of basic Swivels, size 14. I like the small size 14 ones. We got inland trout season is just around the corner. Trout season opens up April 1st, so we want to have little Swivels to help prevent line twist, and they also make it easy and fast to switch out your spoons from a spoon to a spinner, or vice versa, switch colors, whatever the stock trout are biting on that day. Having a swivel clamp, you know, prevents line twist, and makes it easy to switch lures. So picked up that. Got some bead chains, more terminal tackle. Once again, to prevent line twist if we're ever trolling with a quick fish or something like that. You can also use these to make quick fish lures legal in places where treble hooks are illegal. You can throw a bead chain on there and clamp a single hook to this, and that'll trail behind the quick fish, and then it's legal in the salmon river. So that's why I wanted to pick those up. Alrighty, now we're getting into our floats. Here's where we're getting into the stuff sort of specifically for the centerpin. We got tons of these floats from Raven Tackle. I've heard nothing but good things about these. They're actually pretty reasonably priced. So they're balsa floats, so you can ram these things into rocks and whatever else, and they'll chip and stuff and still float. They're not like a plastic float that once it gets a hole in it, it's donezo. I think I picked up mainly floats for, it doesn't say on the package, but I picked up mainly floats for, I believe, medium depth fast current. That's probably the main thing that I'm going to be fishing here in western New York on most of the local steelhead streams. I did pick up a variety of floats though, but I think I picked up 2 packets of these in different sizes of medium depth fast current. They have different floats rated for different things, and how big the float is just sort of varies on how far you can cast it and how much weight you need to add to it to make it sensitive to the steel-headed salmon. Starting to learn the science of center pinning. It's, I don't know, it was a little bit more complicated than I thought in the beginning. It's not just a matter of throwing a float on the line. You've also got to do some math with the split shots and what the float's rated for and that kind of thing. I believe these here are more of those, the smaller ones as I mentioned. These are the medium depth fast current floats for the center pin from Raven Tackle. And we do have a little bit of a variety. I don't remember what this one is. I don't remember what these ones are, so I'm going to have to look it up. One of these is fast current deep depth. I think that might actually be this one. I don't know. One of these is slow current deep depth, and the other one is fast current deep depth. So slow current deep depth, that's for fishing frogwater. My one friend told me, you know, don't even bother, but he hates fishing frogwater, and I actually do fish frogwater, especially if it means getting away from people on the Elk Orchard or the Cattaraugus or wherever else. If I can get away from people, I get away from people. If that means fishing super slow water, that's what I'm going to do. So not to say that you can't use those medium depth, fast current floats in any situation, because you can, but, you know, I think it's always best to use the float that's most ideal for that particular situation. And then we've got a float for fast current deep depth. And that is specifically for fishing 2 places, the Niagara River and the Kinzua Dam. Part of the reason why I went out and purchased the center pin was when I went to the Kinzua Dam, there were guys down there crushing fish on center pins, and me and all of the non-pinners, of course, weren't catching anything. And the same goes for the lower Niagara River. When I was there, there were some center pinners that were crushing fish, and of course, myself and everyone else wasn't catching as much. So I wanted to get a float for deep depth, fast current. That's sort of lower Niagara 101. So yeah, those are all of the floats that I purchased. Of course, with the floats, we have the tubing to hold the floats on. One of these is a little bit bigger, the other's a little bit smaller. One's for the top of the float, the other's for the bottom of the float. Again, they're from Raven Tackle. You probably can buy the surgical tubing from your local hardware store, but I decided to play it safe and order it from Raven Tackle, pay the extra 50 cents or whatever, because that way I know 100% for sure it's the right thing and it's going to fit on these Raven Tackle floats. So being a newbie, I figure it's best to go with the safe bet, get something that I know 100% for a fact is going to fit on the float instead of, I don't know, going to the hardware store and farting around. Alrighty, we have some more flies. These are some flies specifically for Steelhead. Again, I'm not exactly sure what these are. Oh, this one says what it is. Flash Candy. 2-pack. Okay. This is a Flash Candy fly. I just like the look of it. I want to increase my arsenal of Steelhead flies and eventually start to figure out fly fishing for Steelhead. Focus. It's not really fully picking up. I don't know, there's a weird light balance in this room with these lights, but these look really, really awesome. Really, really awesome, that color that's in them. So I'm excited to throw those for Steelhead. We got some hooks. I believe this is just for rigging up your standard egg sacs. Hooking up egg sacs and minnows for Steelhead. Oh, here's those other flies I was talking about. Closure minnow. That's what these things are called. Okay, it's written on this one. I think it was written on the other one. I just couldn't read it. It was kind of worn off. So here we are. The closure minnow. So the other ones were black. These ones are kind of a white and gray pattern. We throw those for Steelhead too, not just pike and bass. And one last thing in here. What is this? Oh, micro swivels. These little teeny tiny swivels. Steelhead are very, 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 very finicky when it comes to everything. So micro swivels are a good thing to have. And I always like having a swivel on my line. I feel like it leads to less line twist and I don't know, longer, stronger knots. So this is a size XXX small. And these are from Raven Tackle. Raven Tackle's sort of the leader and I guess center pin gear at the moment. I guess they're not the only ones, but yeah. So that's everything in the box. I hope you guys learned something. I'm actually new to fishing all of this stuff, so I know some of you might be asking for advice, but this whole center pin thing and running these floats is totally new to me. So as well as curing my own eggs, that's something that's totally new to me as well, if you couldn't tell. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next fishing adventure.